Hello everyone and welcome to our weather updates on Sunday the 30th of November 2025. It is the last day of meteorological autumn and we're ending autumn on quite a chilly note. We have this area of low pressure, quite a nice swell that's currently in the North Sea, and that has moved across us through yesterday and on Friday, bringing some rain and strong winds, and behind it a cooler northerly airflow and clearer skies, and that's what we're under today, a transient area of high pressure, but that is only a one-day wonder. And to our west we have this next mass of clouds, and that will bring, you guessed it, rain, wind, but milder temperatures too. The start of winter, and that'll be tomorrow. Here is the ECM zonal wind forecast at 10 HPA. So you can see here the ensemble members forecasting the strength of the zonal winds, and the thick blue line is the average line. First of all, I'm going to run back to the run starting on Friday the 28th of November, because it shows that we just about saw a reversal of the zonal winds of about like 12 to 24 hours long, but we did see a reversal, and that means that it was a technical SSW event. Now, as we go through into mid-month, we see the strength of the zonal wind. It does bound back nearer to average, and however, it does drop away again into the latter part of the month, and that does mean that the PV polar vortex will be weaker than usual in the troposphere, and that might mean that the PV in the troposphere and westerly winds is also weaker than normal. Now, with regards to the influence on the troposphere from this warming, well, there's normally a lag of about 2 weeks, first of all. And currently, just to say that from the models, there is nothing doing with that. There's nothing doing. It looks pretty westerly, zonal, and unsettled for the time being. But we'll wait and see what happens. Also worth noting that through the whole month of December, and even into January, by the way, the zonal winds, they do look weaker than average. So, suggesting a weaker than normal polar vortex. Right, moving on then to the UKV high-res precip and cloud forecasts. So we currently have a dry spell, temporarily, of course, and some quite cold temperatures. Now, as we move into the rest of the day, we see a high cloud moving in from the west, and this does bring in some rain into western parts of Ireland. Many parts of England, Wales and Scotland stay dry and bright through the whole day, but quite chilly. Now, by evening, rain spreads across the whole of Ireland, and this moves into parts of Wales and Scotland. Tons of snow over parts of higher Scotland. Otherwise, it's just a lot of rain, and temperatures overnight will rise as this heavy rain is pushing in. The rain gets heavier overnight, especially in western regions, and by 6 a.m. on Monday, all areas of Ireland and the UK are swamped by this front, and possibly also a squall line starting to form along the cold front there, so pretty wild there across parts of Ireland. And this squall line, it does track eastwards across Ireland, North England, Wales, and the Midlands there into tomorrow. By evening, it's across, say, Devon, up into Wales, East Wales, West England, and up towards northwest England as well. And that squall line does move eastwards over England tomorrow night, and this whole system finally gets its you know what out the way by Tuesday morning. Anyway, so Tuesday will be a brighter day with sunshine and showers. Showers really mostly in western coast, some possibly heavy with hail. The usual. Into Wednesday, we see another front moving in from the west, and we see more rain parts of England on Thursday, but dry and brighter for Ireland. So it's a very messy start to December. temperatures. So we started this morning frosty. Now today will be quite a cold day with highest temperatures of only about say in Scotland and Northern England between 0 and 5 degrees. England, Wales and Ireland say about 4 to 7 degrees, bit milder in the far south. Now overnight we'll see briefly very cold temperatures in Scotland and Northern England, but these will rise overnight from the west as this rain pushes in. So by 3 a.m. we got a very mild swathe across parts of Ireland there. A bit chilly across the east and north still, but otherwise much milder than earlier nights. And Monday morning, behind the cold fronts, cooler air pushes into the west again. And you can see very clearly this warmer sector just move eastwards across more southern areas on Monday. And that will ensure a milder day for England, but it does cool down behind that in the west and north. Into Tuesday morning, well, a bit of a cooler start there, but frost quite limited, temperatures largely above freezing. And by afternoon, about average really, about like 5 to 8 degrees. Now Wednesday morning starts a bit frosty in some areas, especially in shelter and in valleys or something. Possibly a frost, but on the whole, temperatures a bit above freezing. And Wednesday afternoon, a bit chilly in some areas, widely of about 4 to 8 degrees. Coolest temperatures further north. And, well, we see a brief milder sector again with this next front that comes in through Wednesday evening into Thursday. So behind that, on Thursday morning in Ireland, frost is likely. Ahead of that, in Scotland and Northern England, frost is likely. In between, a bit too cloudy and wet for frost. Now into Friday morning, frosty in areas that are clear, like Ireland, Wales, southwest England, and southwest Scotland and southwest England. But elsewhere, you still have that cloud and rain to deal with. So it's very quite messy, as I said before, first week to the month, and I'll show you that with this. So you can see, currently has that deep low pushing away towards our east, bringing in a cooler northerly wind behind that. Upper temperatures are cold. So we go into Monday, deep low comes in, band of rain and strong winds push eastwards there, very deep feature there possibly for a time. Into Tuesday, well, westerly winds prevail, but the low gets more shallow and gets more fragmented and more showery. And then this next low comes through on Thursday. Now it's behaving quite oddly in the sense that it's moving from the west, but becoming detached from the jet stream. Goes to the south, and that means that it weakens first of all, but also just sort of sits over us, bringing in showers and longer spells of rain within quite cool air, as we are on the northern side of the jet stream. So where it's clear overnight with that pattern, frost and ice will form. Into the weekend then, well, that next low comes in, brings in rain, winds, whatnot. This next low comes through into Sunday and Monday, more rain and winds. Blocking is increasing in some fashion to our north, but it's not enough to push these lows south until we get to about the 10th. And this is when it gets interesting. So we have low pressure across the North Sea, very strong winds down the east coast of England, and a northerly wind starts to take hold in all areas. And then high pressure strengthens to our north towards Iceland and the Faroe Islands, and down comes a proper northeasterly airflow. It showers into the eastern coast. Upper temperatures are cold, and there will be definitely frosty with that, and wintry showers again along exposed eastern coasts. Going through into mid-month then, well, we see high pressure from Ireland, Scotland into Norway, and that maintains the cold easterly winds, upper temperatures, very cold. The -10 ice storm is just threatening the east of England, and well, most of what comes out of the sky through like southeast England down the east coast, most likely to be snow with that pattern or graupel, and it stays cold and mainly dry up into mid-month. and quite frosty, I think, by the 16th, with high pressure over the country within cold air masses. ECM, so maybe that's a response to the warming, quite possibly, because it does start off through this week with blocking to the north to some degree, and that strengthens with a high to our west, and they form a big high that just bring in a northeasterly airflow. So here's the ECM. ECM, once again, low pressure through Monday, bringing more rain and wind. Tuesday, a bit showery, that low weakens. Wednesday and Thursday, again, this quite messy low comes in, quite complex feature. So showers and longer spells of rain, it weakens over the country. Slack winds could mean that nights are frosty, is a bit chilly with that low, and then jet to our south, but nothing wintry. And going into Friday, Saturday, another low comes in. Notice again, blocking is weak, but it's to our north. It is there. It's not enough to force the low south enough. Easterly winds into Scotland on the 6th, bit chilly, but nothing that cold. Into the 7th, we see the low exiting towards the low countries, and slightly cooler air masses do follow behind that, but I believe that this low is too deep. I'll probably override it. Let's see. Yeah, so we try and get it a bit colder on the 7th and 8th, but there's too much energy to our west and south, and that just pushes in. We do, by the way, have a blocking over Greenland, actually. So that could be a response to the warming, but it's just not strong enough, it seems, at this point. And in the end, we get a very deep area of low pressure level at the 9th. Mild air masses, plenty of rain, strong winds, stormy winds, probably a named storm if that came off. And, well, those deep blue colours show you very deep areas of low pressure coming in, barreling in off the ocean. Plenty of rain, wind, whatnot. The next deep low comes in by the 12th and 13th. God. PV of doom, guys. PV of doom. And, well, just keeps on going. We are under the cosh. We have that deep blue colours over the country. Plenty of low pressure. And the blocking by the 15th is gone. Gone. UK Met Run. Let's see what this shows then. So, as again, a bit cooler today. Then we go into a milder, wetter and windier day tomorrow. Much wetter and windier. And Tuesday is quite cool and showery. Wednesday and Thursday, this complex low moves in. It weakens as it does so. So showers, disorganised bands of rain, so on. And Friday, Saturday, well, yes, blocking is increasing to our north, but it's quite weak. And if anything, the jet stream is strong. That low is strong, and that definitely has our name on it. GAM, what do you have for us? Right, westerly winds, deep lows into Monday. We keep going into Tuesday, Wednesday. They keep coming on. Thursday, this dying, that feature that is decaying comes in. Blocking starts to rise to our north. Briefly cooler around the 5th, but that's not anything too cold. A bit more slack there. Then this next low comes through around the 6th and 7th. And basically, yeah, the high pressure's trying to get going to our east and north. I can't see that coming off. Very deep low, 965 millibars near Greenland, and that will surely just topple it over. Will it? Okay, well, not really. So jet stream is starting to move north, and that carries the low north towards Greenland, I think. And, well, we get a stronger high pressure towards Scandinavia. However, that is a bit too far away from us, and there is too much low pressure to our west anyway. Those very deep blue and purple colours towards Greenland show that there's a strong polar vortex and plenty of low pressures to be throwing our way. Icon, let's see what this shows us. Icon, tomorrow is a washout day. Tuesday, showery and cooler. This dying low comes through on Thursday to bring in some showers and areas of rain, bit chilly towards clearer skies, and through into the weekend. Blocking is very weak to our north, and obviously that comes to nothing in the end. And arpege, well, same sort of stuff really. Tomorrow Monday we got plenty of rain and wind to deal with. Doesn't completely leave us until Tuesday. And our Irish point, we're in a more showery westerly airflow, a bit cooler as well. And then by Thursday, next low is coming in. It's a bit stronger though on the arpege in some way. Blocking is very weak over South Greenland, Svalbard, but it's there. But very weak. And there's another deep low just leaving Newfoundland, bringing them snow, but whenever they reach us, they're just mild features. Anyway, yeah, so apart from the GFS run, which is just really a one-off, we'll see what the 18 set shows from last night out of interest. So we keep it westerly, really, and yeah. So that GFS run was just a one-off. Like last night's 18 set run just showed westerly winds, and this morning's run showed that blocking high, and every other model shows it westerly, wet, windy miles. So yeah, maybe that week blocking is the response to the warming, but it's not enough to bring us cold weather and to push these deep lows far enough south to bring in a northerly or easterly wind. That jet stream is powering along, and it looks firmly wet, windy, westerly, zonal, all that sort of stuff thrown into the mix there. So thanks for watching. I'll see you, and bye for now.